around on this channel, from more of a travel focus to lifestyle and a home focus. So if you have found my little nook of the internet, hey, my name's Amanda, welcome. And if you are, of course, a subscriber already, so happy to have you here for another video. Now today is going to be kind of a series of events. So first we were talking about Hygge here on this channel. We broke down what it is, where it comes from, and why it basically encourages some of the happiest people in the world to be happy. If you are feeling like Kate Winslet in The Holiday like this, well then this is the video for you. So we are going to be breaking down how to incorporate 10 different themes in your home to bring on those cozy vibes, and of course, all following the theme of Hygge. What am I doing? I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do, so no worries at all. Just be sure to subscribe and hit that bell, that notification that lets you know every single time that I release a video. But without further ado, let's dive right into this one. So we really want to make what's called a Hygge. So that is basically a little nook in your home. The one thing that every home needs is a little cozy nook. And how can you create that cozy nook? Well, that's what we're diving into here. One of the biggest things that Danish people connect with that concept of Hygge is candles. It's that feeling, that illuminance, that warmth, and the light that it fills in the room. Pools of light are so important to creating that vibe, and more than half of Danes light candles almost every single day in the autumn and the winter. And it's something that I find that when I really need to take a break or relax or get into editing or doing a project, candles are the first thing that I reach for. During December, candle consumption rises about 3 times in Denmark. If you're not so much into candles, then pools of light might be for you. We have a salt lamp that creates an incredible amount of Hygge kind of lighting. It's hyggelig if you want to use the technical term. It doesn't cost money to light a room correctly, but it does require culture. And that's what Paul said a long time ago, because he was one of the first people to start to create those lamps that created that vibe. The fireplace as well is the ultimate meeting place for Hygge. It's cheaper than just heating the home in a different way, and as well, it's one of the second most important things that people connect with when they said bringing Hygge to a room. 66% of people asked said that fireplaces were one of the most Hyggelig things to apply to your home. Next up is bringing in those life pieces, plants, something that gives a room that feeling of life, that feeling of nature. And bringing that nature from the outside in can 100% bring on those Hygge vibes. Seeing things grow, seeing things work on their own, it's something that's really uplifting. And sometimes when you maybe aren't best at doing plants, you can always put leaves inside frames, and it's another way of bringing the outside in. Let's talk cozy. You cannot get cozy without textiles, blankets, cushions. Think of tactile things that have some sort of texture to them. An interior that is very Hygge is going to have those things, those fibers, those wooden elements. And wooden things are actually one of these 10 items as well. I absolutely love our little poof. It has a great texture. We also love our duvets and our blankets. And it just creates that feeling of, hey, welcome home, stay a while, and in fact, snuggle on in. It's about experiencing the pleasures and the simple moments in life, and that is what Hygge is all about. Soothing scents and aromatherapy. Now this can be anything from creating a slow cooked meal all day. It's wafting throughout the air and it's just creating that homey vibe. Or it could be something like essential oils in your diffuser. Something that really gives off that feeling of your own place. I love this candle specifically. I'll link it down below for you guys. It's the most Canadian smelling candle you can get. Pure maple syrup. I adore it. And as well, Epsom salts and lavender just create that feeling of relaxation and taking a moment to just be present. One of the things that I found out from reading this book that I never would have kind of thought of before, but makes a lot of sense, is handmade items or vintage items. I ended up commissioning a friend of mine to make this for me. It's a little utensil jar. She's phenomenal. She has a clay business, and it just means so much more to me. One, because it was made from a local artisan, and two, because it just carries more meaning than just a simple jar. As well, we love vintage pieces and bringing things in that basically carry a story. Whether you know that story or not, there's something to be said for every piece. And even those little scratches on maybe a table, because it's not perfect, I think that also gives off a very Hygge kind of vibe. Next up is ceramics for a hot beverage. You cannot have Hygge in your home without having a hot, warm beverage with you. It's the ultimate cozy vibe next to a fireplace with a candle lit. My favorite is tea, and just having that one mug, two mugs maybe, that you absolutely look forward to using, well, that is definitely Hygge. It's not about having a ton of things, it's about having things that we look forward to seeing and using every single day. Those things that put a smile on our face. And this mug I got from a friend as a gift. It is from Anthropology. If you're interested, I'll try to link them down below. Wooden items are also a great way to bring in one of those topics that we've already talked about, nature, because it just gives a little bit of texture, again, to your home. Wooden items seem to tell a story. They seem to have a very Scandi vibe to them as well. And bringing in these woven items is really cool. We found out that Scott's grandfather had this monkey, and it was actually in the book. So funny. We love that. We usually hang it from one of our lamps on the ceiling. And just having those wooden elements just kind of bring you back to a simpler kind of time, a simpler kind of design. And again, just bring that outside vibe in. It's something we love to mix with white pieces, which is why I am obsessed with this desk, and it is from Structube. And of course, just some candles in a little lantern there. Something that is also very Hygge is a tidy space, because without a tidy space, it's really hard to have a clear mind. And as well, minimalist thinking is very Hygge. It's not about having a ton of things, it's about having things that you love and treating them well. Having a bit more of a minimalist vibe is great for Hygge, but know that it's not the whole Marie Kondo method, not at all. Hygge is all about having things that you love and not feeling the need to get rid of everything just to have a clear space. You can have as many things as you'd like. They just have to carry some sort of purpose and some sort of reason for being. And if it's just that you love it and you like having it around, well, that most certainly fills the Hygge vibe. Who doesn't like a shelf full of thick books? Taking a break with a good book, that is a cornerstone concept of Hygge. And the genre doesn't matter. It could be whatever you want. It could be from a horror series to a romance to a sci-fi to cookbooks. Just having those on the shelf basically welcomes others in to, again, sit down and stay a while. I found a couple of images on Pinterest if you're really trying to picture maybe a Hygge vibe. I want you to know that it doesn't have to be stark white. It doesn't have to just be white with wood. You can also incorporate colors. It's something that I think everyone can find in their own style by incorporating these 10 things. So those are my 10 tips. I hope that you guys liked them. Whatever one you have or relate to the most, please let me know in the comments below. And a lot of these came from this little book as well as others on the internet. And it's always really nice to see people talking a little bit more about this, especially with the cold months settling on in. I hope that this video even just gave you some relaxing vibes, some cozy vibes, and you can stick around a little longer. If you'd like to, I would love that. Hit the subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell as well. That means that you will never miss a notification of when I put a new video live. And we are going to be creating so much more cozy content here on this little nook of the internet. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love you to the moon and back, and we'll see you in my next one. Bye.